Hey everybody, this is Dan again, getting out of federal prison. Posted a few videos for you guys to watch, more for me to watch at a later date. But I got another response from a guy that's getting ready to go into prison here real soon. He wrote me an email, and he didn't put his name on there. It's just got his email handle, which is fish scale. So fish scale. So I got an email from Fish Scale on December 17th. It says, "Hey man, saw your video about 7 months ago and was so stoked to see that you're out. I even checked the BOP page to see when you were being released. I got in trouble for conspiracy just like you and was given 30 months. I don't have any kids, just a girlfriend and some caring parents. I'm trying to stay strong for them, and you know the situation, you've been through it yourself. I'm going to a low security in Texas. I do qualify for Rdap. I want to do as much as I can to become a better person and do what I can to be happy again. My question is, what was it like walking in? How long did it take to adjust? Are there any rules I should follow? How are you dealing with being out? More of the mental side of things. I'm having a hard time processing it all right now. I fought my case for 2 years and now I have to turn myself in, just trying to wrap my head around this. Thank you again for the videos. I don't think, well, maybe you know, but the resource you're providing for people like me is priceless." I appreciate the email, Fish Scale. Let me jump right in and answer some of your questions here. What was it like walking into prison? You know, the anticipation, the unknowing, the anxiety, it's all there. There's nothing I can tell you that's gonna calm that down. I will tell you though, it's harder right now thinking about it than it's actually going to be once you get there. Once you get there, especially you're going to a low security. After a couple of days, you'll adjust. I think that was your question. How long did it take to adjust? I would say, I don't remember exactly because it all kind of happened really fast, but within a week, you'll probably have adjusted. You'll find yourself into a routine. You'll start connecting with the people that you're going to be hanging out with for the most part. I don't know if you're going to go immediately into an Rdap unit or not, because Rdap doesn't start every day. Usually the new classes start every couple of months, so you might be there a couple of weeks, a month before you get moved into the Rdap unit, or you might go right in depending if you can start soon enough. You said you already know that you qualify, and I'm assuming when you were found guilty or when you took your plea and pled guilty, you went and met with probation at that point. And when they got ready to do your PSI, they probably asked you a few questions, your drug and alcohol history, and being you said you qualify, make sure you should have told them that you had drug or alcohol use 1 year prior to being charged, or so within 1 year, within that time frame of a year ago up to the time you got charged, you had to have some kind of drug use or alcohol use within that time frame in order to qualify. No violent crimes. No like sexual predator shit, rape, stuff like that. There were people in there, at least the one I was in, that were there for pornographic children pictures, which I don't know how they got in, but they were in there. They were getting the year off. I think it's more determining if the states some of those weirdos are going to, do they allow them to go to halfway house? Not all halfway houses will accept people that have any type of child crimes. Specifically because a lot of the halfway houses could be somewhere near a school or something like that. So I don't believe people that have kid picture crimes can be anywhere near a school. But part of Rdap, it's a 9-month in treatment. So you're going to be in a special housing unit with other Rdap members. So it's 9 months long. It doesn't have as much to do about drugs and alcohol as I originally thought it did. I thought it was going to be a walk in the park because I don't really didn't have a strong drug or alcohol problem. I like to have a drink here or there, smoke a little bit of weed once in a while, but drugs and alcohol really wasn't my issue. So I thought Rdap's going to be a walk in the park and breeze in and out 9 months, get the year off, go home. I was way wrong. Rdap is more of a modified treatment. It's like a therapeutic treatment facility, man, where they talk about your feelings. You have one-on-one or you have group counseling, where you're going to be talking about, did your parents hug you enough as a kid? Any issues you had, they're going to dig on them and they want you to expose them, bring them to the surface, talk about it, find out what kind of issues you're having. taking responsibility for your actions, not blaming other people or places, or blaming your circumstances or your upbringing for why you did what you did. We made bad decisions. Doesn't mean we're bad people. We can learn from them and move forward, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't learn from them, and the recidivism rate is real high for that reason. People want to blame prisons and blame the cops and blame the government and say it's just a big money scam. They want to lock us up as many people as they can because there's money in it. And even if that's true, there's plenty of people I know that have never been to prison, never been in trouble other than maybe a speeding ticket. We played the game. We got caught. I'm sure at some point during your whole process, at some point you could have looked back and said, this is where I crossed the line. This is where I could have probably turned back. Maybe you didn't think you were going to go to prison, but I'm sure you had some kind of idea that you were doing something that you shouldn't be doing. I see here you're charged for conspiracy, or at least that's what you said. So I don't know what the conspiracy charge was for. Like mine was conspiracy to distribute oxycodone. So basically I got conspiracy for, passing out pills. So that's going to be RDAP. RDAP's real intense. There's not much room in there to really make mistakes. There is in the very beginning. They expect you to go in there and kind of flail a little bit, but they want to see that you're willing to participate. There's basically 3 different parts of RDAP. You have your participation in your morning meetings, you have your participation in your content groups, and you have your participation in your processes. Morning meetings every day, Monday through Friday, from Willis and Coleman Low. The whole unit, there's 150 guys in RDAP. We all met in the large TV room every morning from like 7:30 to 9. You have your morning meeting, you go over your morning news, you talk about any issues that happen throughout the week or through the day, any upcoming events, chess tournaments, things like that. You want to bring up in community business. You want to tell people, hey, we're going to be closing the TV room at 3 o'clock today for, mopping and sweeping or whatever. So, don't plan on coming in here to do anything, make other plans, things like that. Then you have your more serious things, more treatment related, your pull-ups, where you hold other inmates or other RDAP members accountable for maybe some mistakes or some wrongdoing they've done. Maybe they were lying, or maybe they were taking something from the chow hall. Maybe they were fighting, using loaded words, causing problems, gambling, anything that's going on in there. Part of signing up for RDAP, and it's, you're a willing participant. You're not forced into RDAP. It's completely voluntary. So part of you volunteering for RDAP is willing to participate. So you're required to participate. You are required to hold people accountable. People are going to be required to hold you accountable. So if you see one of your peers, taking chicken out of the chow hall, and you're like, it's just chicken, I'm not going to say anything. If somebody else sees you see him, they can hold you accountable for not holding him accountable, because now you're enabling him, and it turns into an issue. So the best thing I can say is, what rules, are there any rules I need to follow? Follow all the rules, man. The BOP, they've got their own rules. Some of them aren't strongly enforced. Some of them are, obviously. Fighting, threats, sex crimes, all that stuff's really strictly enforced. Bringing stuff in and out of the chow hall, like if you had some hot sauce and you brought it in or you brought it out, the BOP may not freak out on that. They might just take it from you and throw it to the side. But RDAP, you're held to a higher standard. You're showing you're in there, trying to make changes, trying to better yourself, trying to make sure you don't come back to prison. So if you get caught bringing stuff out and you're in RDAP, your RDAP members, the other inmates, are the ones you got to worry about, because they're the ones that are going to hold you accountable and pull you up in the morning meeting, and they stand you up in front of everybody and say, Mr. Fiscale, I'd like to pull you up this morning. You got to stand up, 150 people looking at you. Mr. Fiscale, I saw you taking chicken out of the chow hall yesterday. You're struggling with honesty. You're not supposed to do that. You're being dishonest by taking chicken. You're stealing. All these things. They're going to tell you how you're struggling with it. They're going to tell you how they want you to work on it. They're going to give you some positive feedback. And in the beginning, it's going to feel like they're picking on you and things like that. And that's not what it is. It's part of the program. They have to do it. And at first it feels forced, because it's different and it's changed. But the more you do it, the more you kind of see the purpose of it. So now you're out here back in the real world, and you give somebody some change. They give you back the wrong change. You give you back too much, and you're like, oh, score, put it in your pocket. man, that's affecting, cause and effect, a ripple effect. That's going to hurt somebody else. They may have to come out of their pocket because they made a mistake. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. So quite the thought you always got to run through your mind is this thought going to keep me out of conflict with others? Is it going to make me feel the way I want to feel? At the end of the day, you want to be able to sleep at night. You want to change your life. Here's where it starts. So that's pretty much RDAP. 9 months. It's intense. If in your situation, fish scale, because you only got 30 months, if you play your cards right and you hit RDAP as soon as you get to the gates, you could probably finish RDAP, leave right away, go right to halfway house, or probably get 4 or 5, 6 months of halfway house right out the gate. But if RDAP sees that you're not progressing at the rate they feel you should be progressing, they'll give you a couple warnings. They might bring you in for a team where you, the doctor, your DTS, a couple other DTSs will be sitting in there, and they'll, ask you, what are you here for? What are you working on? What do you think your issues are? And based on your answers, and they might already have their mind made up that you need some more treatment time. They can rephase you back 90 days. That's 3 more months that you could potentially do there. Part of RDAP is halfway house. So when you finish RDAP, you have to do a minimum of 4 months of TDAP, which is like transition RDAP, while you're in halfway house. Twice a week you're going to meet with a counselor, and that's part of your RDAP. So if you can't do 4 months of halfway house, like you didn't have enough time, you won't qualify for RDAP because that's part of it. Or for some reason you have a crime that prohibits you from getting halfway house time, again, you can't take RDAP because you can't go to halfway house. So just keep that in mind. Do what you're supposed to do, follow the rules, and you should be all right. So you got your morning meeting, you've got process, you dig deep in RDAP, you got different phases, you got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Different prisons run it different ways. Like we ran with a lanyard system where we had I wish I had it with me, but I'm at home this weekend. You've got a lanyard that you wear around your neck, and it has your name and your basically like your ID on it. I do have a copy of my prison ID. I kind of keep it on me. I'll show you what that looks like at least. But you wear the lanyard at all times, so you stick out like a sore thumb basically. All the inmates, all the guards on the facility, they know that you're in prison. And they know that you're in RDAP. So if they see you messing up, they're going to hold you accountable too. They're going to go run and tell the doctor and everybody else, because there's a lot of haters in there. They don't want to see you doing well. I don't have it on me. I left it at my office. But you had your lanyard that you wear. We had bracelets that we wore for RDAP. This is actually a phase 3 bracelet. Phase 1 was green. Phase 2 was orange. Phase 3 is white. And when you graduate, they give you a purple band. I have all my bands. I just like the white one, so I wear it around on a regular basis. I've also got an RDAP tattoo to remind myself. No, I'm just kidding. No RDAP tattoo. But I loved my DTS. I had a DTS by the name of Miss Neesmith at Coleman Low. She was amazing. Had a little bit of bumpy road out the gate with her, but in the end, I couldn't imagine having a better DTS. So Miss Neesmith, if you ever watch this video, thank you. Love you. Dr. Smith, you were also right on, very fair, very, never jumped from side to side. The other DTSs, it's hit or miss. I really don't have much to say. Mr. Garcia, you were straight up. The other DTSs at Coleman, I don't know. I'm not sure why they're there, but that's my opinion. I'm allowed to have that. Other things for you to worry about, getting out. How is it being out? Being out's kind of rough, man. It's not easy in the halfway house. This is my first day home, actually. Today's December 19th. I got out October 29th. I finally got approved to go on social passes, where you can go home for like the weekend and stuff. Your first social pass is 12 hours. Your second social pass is 24 hours. And your third social pass and on is 48-hour social passes. I'm on a 12-hour social pass right now. So I got home 9 o'clock this morning. I got to be back to the halfway house at 9 o'clock tonight. And once you start going on social passes, they make you wear GPS. So I'll show you the GPS here. And wear that big, ugly, looks like a old school garage door opener or something. You don't just have that on during your home confinement. During your social passes, you have that on 24/7. So even back in the halfway house, which means no deviating. They know where you are within a 15-foot radius, man. So like in the past, on my way to work, I might stop and get a coffee. I never deviated crazy, never went to like someone's house, but stop and get a coffee or stop and get a bite to eat on the way to work. I can't do stuff like that anymore. It's part of the luxury of being able to come home. As you can see, it's almost Christmas time. Got the Christmas tree behind me. It's nice. I'm home with my dogs. My girlfriend, she had to go to work. She works at Sports Clips. That's where she works. She's the manager. She runs one of the stores up here in Spokane, Washington, so she's doing good. But our halfway house is horrible until you get to start going out and getting a job. Best thing I can say is get a job as fast as possible. Don't screw around. And don't think you're going to go right to home confinement. That doesn't happen unless for some reason you didn't get out the halfway house right away and they held you back in prison for a long time. But here's the way it works. The most time you're allowed to do on home confinement is 10% of your sentence. So you've got a 30-month sentence. The most they can let you do in home confinement is 3 months. Doesn't mean they have to give you 3 months. That's just the most you can do. So let's say you get 6 months halfway house. You're going to do at least 3 months in halfway house, and then you can do the remaining 3 months on home confinement. Now, they don't have to give you home confinement. If you don't have a job or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing or you're causing problems in the RRC, you're not getting up when you're supposed to be getting up, just little simple things that don't seem like a big deal at the time. Well, when you all of a sudden find out your home eligibility date is kicked in and they haven't sent you home yet, and you're like, man, what's going on? They got to send me home. They don't got to send you home. It's a privilege. It's not a right. So, man, do what you got to do in the RRC. I'm Mr. RRC. They call me Rdap in there. rdapdan. I don't fuck around with those people. I don't mess with them. I don't say I'm going to do something and not do it. If I'm supposed to be back at 9 o'clock, I'm back at 8:30. If I say I'm going to be at Walmart, I'm at Walmart. Yeah, I might stop and get a coffee on the way, but I tell them that. I'm like, hey, I stopped and get a coffee. I'm not breaking any rules in there. I'm not using any drugs in there. Cell phones, you're allowed to have a cell phone. Nothing nice, no fancy smartphones, no iPhones, no Androids, none of that. No internet on your phone. You have a real basic phone plan. That's the only type of phone you're allowed to have. Fortunately, a lot of halfway houses don't even let you have a camera. I'm allowed to have this little guy right here is what I got. That's Oliver. He's roaming around here somewhere. But so you can't have a real phone until you're out of the halfway house or home confinement. And if you have an office or something, you have a phone. You just got to leave it at work, but you can't bring it into the RRC. It's real boring in the RRC. There's nothing to do. You can't go outside. You are inside that freaking building, bro. There's no like back patio to go smoke on. They do have smoke breaks, but it's one inmate at a time for 5 minutes. So smoke breaks might be from 7 to 8. Everybody gets in line. You go outside, smoke for 5 minutes, and you're back in. You're by yourself. So the halfway house is not sweeter than a minimum security prison that you're going to be at. So get what you can out of the prison while you're there. Work out. I lost 65 pounds while I was there. Just get yourself in a good regimen. Read. If you're not spiritual, pick up a Bible. You never know. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to preach religion on you, but it helped me do my time. Surround yourself around good people. Find some Rdappers in there that are doing the right thing. Stick to them. Don't expect your friends and family to always be there when you need them to be there. They want to be, but they have lives. They got things going on. They got priorities. They got bills to pay. They got real life problems going on. You are not going to be their biggest concern. They might tell you that you are right now. We're going to write you every day. We're going to email you, call me every day. That all sounds great, but a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months into it, trust me, you're going to fall to the wayside, and it's not because of them. And it's not because they're trying to be upset or they're mad at you or they forgot about you. They don't care, but they don't really understand what you're going through. And unless they've gone through it themselves, you can't expect them to. Just like, look at you, how nervous you are right now, and you're getting ready to go. This is just as hard on them as it is you. It's hard on your mom, hard on your girlfriend. So be supportive of them. Reach out to them, let them know how much you care and how much you love them, and you're doing what you can do to better yourself, because if you don't, it's a waste of time. You're going to come out and go right back in. So just be easy on your family. If that's the one thing I can tell you, be easy on them. If they have the luxury to send you money once in a while, that's awesome. What else? Dealing with the mental side of things, having time process. yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Being out it's great. You get to come home. You get to, be in your own place, wear your own. I'm wearing my girlfriend's skull cap. I left mine at the halfway house, and my head's cold. I'm not used to this winter weather. I'm from South Florida. So here in Washington is a little bit of a different. But, I'm here with my dogs. This is Einstein right here. Come here, Einstein. So, these are the kind of things you can't do in prison. Can't play with your animals. Oh, he's lazy. All right, go back to sleep, Einstein. And then we got Oliver. This is our other. Say hi, Oliver. Yeah, that's how his tongue always looks. So that's what I missed while I was in prison. My kids, they're in New York. It's not going to be easy when you get out. You gotta pick up your pieces and move forward. But one day at a time. Don't take on more than you can't handle. And if you have any other questions about anything, feel free to email me. This video is already 20 minutes long. I do not know how to make a short video, guys. So if you have any questions, reach out. Good luck to you, fish scale. I hope to hear from you when you get out. Keep in contact, buddy. Good luck. Dan, the Rdap man, out of here. Later, guys.